You are dead.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror games. My name's Aiden, and today we're looking at Whiskers, released in 2015. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so enough of the YouTuber voice. This is obviously a parody of Dead Meat, and it's not like a parody like where I'm making fun of it or whatever, right? I'm just doing it myself. I'm not claiming to have created this idea, and I'm also not trying to copy Dead Meat. I just want to make little kill count videos for not only indie games, but like lesser known games, you know? So there's a couple games maybe that Dead Meat is covered or is going to cover that I will cover myself. Their videos will be better, but just wanted to clear that up before the video actually starts. So yeah, shout out to James and everybody else at Dead Meat. They are the ones that created this video idea, so do not think that I'm taking credit for it. So enjoy the video. Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror games. My name's Aiden. Today we're looking at Whiskers, released in 2015, published by Copperbolt. Whiskers is a point-and-click adventure horror puzzle game, that's a mouthful, where you play as a detective named William Johnson. He was investigating a known criminal named Mr. Whiskers before he was kidnapped himself. In Whiskers, you have to escape from Mr. Whiskers' lair. But enough exposition. Let's get to the part we're all waiting for and get to the kills. The game begins with a title screen. Like, obviously. The game actually begins with us waking up in a jail cell. A cat-like figure talks to us from outside.
Ah, you're awake. Good. I'll leave you to rest for now. Enjoy your stay.
This is Mr. Whiskers. We'll learn more about him as the game goes on. We can use the chair to grab this crowbar from the top shelf, which immediately breaks after we use it only one time. I guess Mr. Whiskers cut costs on the tools around here. We use it to escape the cell, to be met with a dark room with only a light switch visible. Flicking it a few times reveals a bunny man hanging from the ceiling. We can't interact with him, so we continue through the building. If we go to the right, we'll find a room with a boiler in it, with an unusually clean panel on it. We can't do anything with it yet, so we just go the other way to find a room with a locked door and staircase. Heading upstairs, we find a workshop with two more locked doors. One is a shutter that we aren't strong enough to open. And can I just say that sometimes the hitboxes in this game are absolutely horrible. I was stuck on this part for a few minutes and had to watch Markiplier's video to find out what to do. Turns out you have to click on the bottom right of this drawer to get the screwdriver. We take the screwdriver and use it to open the boiler, but on the way back we see that the bunny man is gone! Oh no! Inside the boiler is a key to the door in the workshop. We open it and it brings us to a house. That's nice. The skeleton of a person with a horse mask falls out! And if you're a fan of Dead Meat, I know what you may be thinking. We don't count skeletons on the count, but this is my show now, and I count what I want! So deal with it! Something fun about this game is that after you complete it, you get an extra tab on the menu screen that tells you about all the characters, which is interesting and helps you pan out the runtime of this video. Not by much though, because all Horseboy's page says is we don't know anything about him except he was the youngest victim and he likes horses. Great! If we click on this article on the fridge, it tells us some lore about Mr. Whiskers. Apparently this game takes place sometime after 1988. Mr. Whiskers is a notorious kidnapper and has kidnapped a salesman named Alexander Witt. He's kidnapped a total of 14 people by the time of this newspaper, and his calling card seems to be a dead mouse and blank note. Spooky? Sure. We can also move this box aside and go down a ladder, but it's too dark to see anything right now. We can also take a bone from the horse skeleton. What a way to respect the dead. The other room in the hallway is a bathroom with 3 stalls. Nothing in it, so let's move upstairs. We find a window with a number lock on it, so we're going to want to keep an eye out for any numbers we find. One room in the hallway is blocked from the other side, but the other is a bedroom with 3 pictures in it. one of the horse boy, one of a cow, and one of the rabbit we saw earlier. Clicking on the horse's pillow reveals a key underneath and another case of horrible hitboxes. We'll use this key on the picture of the rabbit to open a safe which has a note saying, "I hid the gun in the jail cell." Backtracking all the way there, we can use the screwdriver on one of the planks to get the gun with only one bullet left in it. Heading back to the house, we see this upon entering the hallway. If we enter the bathroom now, the middle stall is closed. The voice tells us it wants a gun to feel safe, and in return, he'll give us a list. What a trade! We don't have a choice but to give him the gun, and he follows through on his end of the deal, giving us the list. But shortly after he does...
Good luck.
Okay. Turns out this was the rabbit guy hanging from earlier. He wasn't actually dead, as you could tell from the lack of kill graphic. His name was Sylvester Little. He was previously an office worker with the worst boss in the world, or so he thought he was before meeting Mr. Whiskers, who drove him crazy, resulting in his suicide. The list he gave us says, saw 2 planks, use 8 nails, board up 5 windows, keep 1 bullet in the gun. If we put the numbers from that into the window lock, we get access to the roof, which has a window leading to the open window from the blocked off door. Inside we could find... I have no idea how this cow guy even died. I think he was shot in the head through the window based on his character profile, but I'm not really sure. If you have a good memory, you would remember that this guy is who the newspaper clipping was talking about, so that's pretty cool at least. He was a salesman of milk and a family man before getting kidnapped, having a wife and 2 kids. We don't know how he ended up here though. Turning on the sink in the room reveals 17x4y in the mirror. Remember that for later. We also can snag a flashlight from the bathtub. Bringing the light into the dark room in the kitchen reveals a man with a dog mask on. This guy is named Craig Barker Felson. He was a standard high school jock before being abducted, getting a dog mask to show how much of a dirty dog he was or something. We can give him the bone and grab a tire and jack from this room. Somehow, this breaks our flashlight. We use the jack on the shutter door and it takes us outside where we see an electrified door next to graffiti that says, "Find the watching." If we head down this ladder, we can take the numbers from before, 17x, 4y, and put them here. 17 tiles across, 4 down, giving us a cat-shaped key. We take the key all the way back to the locked door from the beginning, showing us a nice room with a sign above labeled The Watching. Entering this room shows us a room full of cameras and a chair. Suddenly, Mr. Whiskers appears on the monitor and talks to us.
Welcome to my little game. The rules are simple. Escape, you win. Die, you lose. No one has won the game yet, but you are special. I like you, so would like to help you on your way. Behind this chair is a switch to turn off the electricity outside. Oh, and watch out for the poor man. He doesn't like human beings. Good luck.
He tells us how to turn off the electricity and to watch out for someone called the Boar Man. He tells us this is all a game and we have to escape to win and that no one has won yet. Going through the previously electrified door leads us to a rundown alleyway. After a little jump scare from a crow, we can enter this window into a garage to repair a car. We put the spare tire on it and use a tire iron to fix it up. We enter the car, turn it on, and finally escape. Holy shit, the Boar Man!
Come with me. I will make you pretty.
He kidnaps us and tells us since we're so brave, he's going to turn us into a brave little lion. Turns out he's the one that's been putting animal heads on everyone. He leaves us alone for a second so we can use the screwdriver to escape the handcuffs and use a nearby saw to open a locked cabinet, giving us a key to escape. He's not very happy about this, but while we're here, let's learn about the Boar Man. Real name Winston Laporte was already a twisted maniac before being abducted by Mr. Whiskers, so we decided to ally with Mr. Whiskers and put everyone in the animal mask on all of his victims, including himself, leaving himself looking like a mix of Leatherface and John Pork. He's also a cannibal, liking his legs being cooked medium rare. We end up in a room full of animal heads and a locked door. We can enter this closet door that leads us to a cell containing Ugly Ben. Apparently, he volunteered to get an animal head, and since that wouldn't be any fun, the Boar Man refused. He gives us a key to the locked door, and it leads us to a beat-up-looking old house. We find another locked door in a bucket, and get a little scare from the Boar Man. We can fill the bucket up in the bathroom, then use it to flush out a lockpick in Ben's cell. We use it to open the gate in the alleyway where we find a monkey man behind a closed door. He won't let us in without a password, so we head to the right. There's a moped with some gas in it and a graveyard. Scary! We can head deeper into the graveyard to find a shack. Entering in, we grab a shovel, causing the coffin to fall down, revealing... The man in the duck mask is named Mike Sanderson. He used to be a police officer and tried to be a leader in this place, but the dog from earlier is hinted to be the one to kill him. We take the shovel and use it to dig a key out of one of the graves. And Aiden, I hear you ask, shouldn't you count all these graves as kills? You dig them up and it says they're full of human remains. You counted the skeletons from earlier. No! We never actually see any of the remains, and that's just a lame excuse for a higher number of kills. And this is my show! We take the key and use it to unlock the door in the janitor's closet from earlier, bringing us to a restaurant called the Cottonfish. Entering the kitchen, we find Harry Cottonfish flopping up and down with a knife in his head. He doesn't go on the count because he never actually dies. What I will count is this leg in the pan over here. We never see a character missing a leg, so we can assume this is a new person we haven't seen before. Also, this is a reference to how Boar Man likes to eat his legs medium rare. Harry Cottonfish is the owner of this restaurant, hoping to bring hope to the victims, until the Boar Man came along and presumably ruined everything. There's this orange thing in the freezer, and if you click on it, it says, I really hope this is a fish. I really hope so too, because I'm not counting it. No animals go on the count unless they're humanoid. This thing doesn't look like a human to me, and if it is, let's say it's where the leg came from. We can head outside of the restaurant to see the Boar Man on watch for us, somehow not seeing us, having the same peripheral vision as a Batman Arkham thug. We head onto the beach to see a lighthouse. It needs a battery, and apparently it reveals a cat guy in the side house is the battery, and we'll trade it for a snack. This guy's name is Mr. Cat Nibbles. He was one of the earliest victims and is the keeper of the lighthouse, and he tried to use it to signal help but went insane before he could do anything. We can take a rat trap from this house and use it in the kitchen to get a mouse, which we trade for the battery, which we use to turn on the lighthouse. We have to backtrack all the way back to the roof of the house to get the password to enter the room guarded by the monkey, being Dead Mouse, aka the calling card of Mr. Whiskers. The monkey man lets us in, his real name being Billy Tracker. He was a dock worker with a bad temper before being kidnapped. He now guards the hideout from the Boar Man. In the next room over, we find this gorilla guy named Steve Wilkinson. He was raised in a boxing gym, his muscles replacing intellect, but he's got a heart of gold. We appreciate you, Steve. Heading down into the hideout, we find out that all the remaining victims are taking shelter down here in the sewers, the first of which is a rat man named Nikolai Vladilav, who doesn't quite trust us.
You are the only one out of us. I don't trust them.
He was a former Russian spy. Exiting the room, we can see a gas can in the river, but we can't reach it yet. Next person we meet is known as the Iguana, who says the Boar Man isn't the mastermind.
It's not the Boar Man you should fear. It's Mr. Whiskers. That's a psycho.
He was a former biker gang leader. Next up is this fucking guy who thinks he's a philosopher.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
His name is Felson Oldcastle. He was a librarian who was obsessed with Shakespeare. Continuing along, we enter the Drunken Pug, which has a few new characters. Gregor MacMull is the bartender, former bar owner in Scotland. His drinks are so good, even the Boar Man likes them. Next up is Curtis Jagman, who was a pretty bad guy before, apparently being a murderer. Turns out somehow he's still a nice guy. Final person in here is John Pork, who was a pub reviewer from München, Germany. But there's only room for one pig from München, Germany in my heart. In the bedroom at the end of the hall, there's Colin Goatson, who was a failed goat farmer.
I've been here for 10 years now. Still can't escape this shit.
And Johnny Berlinger, who's a lazy teenager.
Let me sleep, damn it.
Final person in the sewers is Jack Maroon. He was a club owner and street thug. We do a valve puzzle which raises the water so we can cross to get to the port. Once we make it to the port, we find a walrus named Wally McGrath who tells us we can escape with him on his boat. All it needs is gas. Going inside a different boat, we can grab some sleeping pills and a fishing rod before seeing this. Mr. Whiskers is stalking us and disappears when we leave the area. It's not entirely clear what Mr. Whiskers is supposed to be. I'm leaning towards some kind of ghost or demon considering his profile says he has teleporting powers of some sort. But we can now use the fishing rod on the gas can to get out of the water. We now take the can to the moped and siphon the gas out of it. Once we give it to Wally, he tells us the goat guy took the key! If we combine the sleeping pills with the beer from the pug, we can give it to the goat to knock him out, giving us free reign to snoop through his room. We find the key under his pillow and head back to the port to give it to Wally, but right as we try to climb up the ladder, the Boar Man stops us. Oh no! We retreat back to find that the rhino has blocked our path to save his own skin. Luckily for us, we can use our trusty screwdriver, which has remained with us the entire game, to unscrew a grate cover to escape from there. We climb up and down a few ladders, which leads back out to the port, where we can finally give the key to Wally.
Oh, wonderful job, lad. Now let's get out of the shitey mess once and forever.
Couldn't have said it better, Wally. We board the ship with Wally and sail off, finally escaping this hellhole. Holy shit! Wally, no! He was actually nice to us! The lights flicker as music begins to play, revealing Mr. Whiskers, who reveals the game was never meant to be won.
You can never win the game.
I'm gonna add us to the count because I doubt Mr. Whiskers let us live if he did that to Wally. And that's where the game ends. Just how many kills did Mr. Whiskers stack up? Well, let's find out and get to the numbers. Seven people die in Whiskers, and if you count that leg as male, which I am because every other victim was male, then every single victim was a male, leaving us with a pure blue pie chart. It took me about 50 minutes to complete this game, and with 7 kills, that leaves us with a kill on average just about every 7.14 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Wally. It's the most on-screen and brutal. I'll give the dull machete for lamest kill to the horse boy. He dies off-screen in a not-so-interesting way, and he barely has any lore behind him. And that's it. Whiskers came out in 2015, and it never got a sequel or anything like that. The developer Copperball actually has released a few games that I want to cover in the future, such as the Happy Hills Homicide and its sequel. But until then, my name's Aiden, and this has been the Kill Count. Thank you for watching the Whiskers Kill Count if you've made it this far. Actually the first thing I recorded was the end. It was like a thank you thing. Oh, it took so long. It really did take a long time, mostly because I did it in like the worst way. Like I recorded the voice lines first before, like, no, I recorded the game first, and then I recorded the voice lines before like putting the game. Like, I don't know, it just made it more confusing than it needed to be. But what games would you guys like to cover like me to cover in the future? I'm open to ideas. There's a lot of games that I want to cover. There's some that I'm willing to cover. But I want to know, if you like it, please leave a like, subscribe. It took me a really long time to make this video, like legitimately. It took me an hour and a half to film it, probably 30 minutes to record all the voice lines, and then like so many hours to edit it. So please, at least a like, comment, subscribe would go a long way. But until then, I don't know. I don't have an outro, so bye-bye.